If I said I didn't feel cheated, I'd lie. Thankfully, Emily is tank. Okay. Can we please murderize this lady?
You are stronger than I could have anticipated. As your creator, I should be proud to be defeated by the one I have imbued with power. Is there any higher praise? But I'm tired. You won't hear me pleading. Let us finish this experiment here and now.
Ooh. So we can yeet her in, which would solve the problem, I believe. Or we're led to believe that yeeting her in will close the world wound. We will survive. The bridge between the Abyss and Golarion will be broken. Demons will stop flowing into this plane. And we will be left its rightful ruler. Or we can walk away and leave everything as it is. Which is kind of the chaotic thing, but that feels weird. That does feel weird. And I guess 4 leads to sacrificing ourselves. Which doesn't seem like something we would do, right? Yeah, let's eat the lady in.
Here are my last words. I regret nothing.
Okay, so we have 2 options. Farewell then. I regret the things you've been through, but evil must be cast out. Ah. No. Accept what you deserve. Die. The violet flames rise around Aurilu like a storm. As if it's the last moment in its existence, the world was reaching out to its creator, either pleading or menacing. The ground shakes, flames burst in and out of existence, and the world becomes a vortex of purifying light. All hail Empress Emily, fleshies need not apply. Exactly. Exactly. Get in there. Get in there, girl. Oh no, we don't have the narrator voice. Oh, that... So, I find this hilarious because Aurilu has been the voice of the narrator in all of these scenes. But now she's dead, so we don't have a narrator. Narrator? Whatever, words. Life and death, destiny and great deeds, answers to mysteries, and the search for one's true path. The mind can comprehend all of these, and then such concepts can be written down as a sequence of formulas, a series of lines, a chain of thought. Still, a moment always comes when it is time to wrap up, to reach a conclusion, to put a period at the end of the last sentence. The impossible rift, the bleeding wound that had tormented all of Golarion for 100 years, has finally healed. The life and soul of the one who once inflicted this wound upon the world became the slave. Sal. With the death of the witch Aurilu Vorlash, the world she had created vanished as well. Anna, chat, I'm sorry to point this out, you're not going to be able to unsee it, but like the leftmost 2 pixels of these words are clipped. Yep, you're welcome. Okay. Oh, these are our end cards. Are we done? The Fifth Crusade may not have lasted long, but in that short time, Dresden became the commander's city, her bulwark, her citadel. Unsurprisingly, she remained the ruler of the city and the surrounding lands after the spectacular victory at Dresden. Good, good. You announced your decision. You won't leave your position. Okay. The former lands of the World Wound became the realm of death. The dark towers of Dresden enticed many who yearned for a taste of forbidden knowledge. Undead legions safeguarded the necromancers who spat on Pharasma's taboo as they delved into the mysteries of death. Each of them sought to follow in the commander's footstep, to throw off the chains of mortality and find eternal undeath. The memory of Tar-Buffoon and his deeds faded, and the shadow of a new, far more evil, terrifying evil fell upon Avistan. When the commander butchered the defiant crusaders in Dresden, it did not go unnoticed. The Knights of Ozem called upon every Golarian nation to join them in a shining crusade against the new threat. But few rulers answered the summon. Memories of that horrific massacre were still too fresh in their minds. But it was not the armies of powerful nations or brave paladins who marched on Dresden first. Pharasma herself declared war on the commander. Her priests spread the word that a new Lady of Death had come to power and vanquished the Lady of Graves. Thousands were slain in fierce battles, and thousands joined the ranks of the undead host. Dude, I don't know about you, chat, but this seems like a good ending so far. Wait, we butchered the defiant crusaders. You wrought the massacre in Dresden, betraying the crusaders and releasing your dark power. Yep. You experienced the wrath of the god of Pharasma and emerged victorious. The short-tempered lich Zacharias did not depart Dresden as he had intended. His respect for the commander compelled him to change his plans, and the crusade leader's former mentor took on the task of instructing the novices who were flocking to the fortress. His training produced a great many talented mages, almost as many as he killed for insufficient diligence in their studies. Like his method. We earned their respect, Although the commander became the symbol of the Fifth Crusade, there were still those among the Crusaders who were dissatisfied with her decisions. Years later, their words served as the basis for many alternative versions of the history of the struggle against the World Wound. The achievement of the Crusade leadership were not especially impressive. What are you gonna do? Having declared its independence from Mendev, Dresden became the center of a young and ambitious nation. After expanding across the entire territory of the World Wound, the country eagerly took on the task of settling the uninhabited northern regions. You refused to get involved in Mendev's problems and freed Dresden of its influence. Nice. Heck yeah. With the conclusion of the war, Dresden, the heroic fortress of the Crusaders, began to wane in importance. The memories of the gruesome battles faded, and the deeds of the brave were forgotten. A mere century later, Dresden had once again become just another northern garrison, and the legacy of the Fifth Crusade began to slip into obscurity. The Dresden fortress was abandoned, and the redoubtable headquarters of the commander's followers was relocated to Threshold. Okay. We achieved moderate success, okay. Hi there, lady. After the Battle of Threshold, Queen Galfrey vanished. Some claimed that they had seen her in the wastes around Is, while others told stories about her being held against her will in the dungeons of Resin. I mean, not against her will. You turned the noble queen into a spiteful undead. The ward stones from the chain that once guarded the borders of Mendev were carefully disassembled one by one. The angels that had been trapped inside returned to heaven to heal their wounded spirits and prepare for new battles against evil. Noble your ass. Yeah, yep. You freed the trapped angels inside the ward stones, okay? Oh, hi there. How you doing? The victory over the World Wound changed many things, not just in Golarion, but in the Midnight Isles as well. Nocticula spent many days pondering the words of a certain young and fearless prophet. Before long, the Lady in Shadow openly renounced her realm and named herself the Redeemer Queen. This revolt against her own demonic nature transformed Nocticula, severed her ties to the Abyss, and brought her to Elysium? There, upon creating a realm named Midnight's Palette, the Redeemer Queen attained divine power and became a patroness of exiles? What the heck? You and Amber managed to influence... Okay. Damn, girl! Okay. Sure. The now vacant throne was instantly seized by Shamira, the Ardent Dream. However, her power could not compare to the might of the Lady in Shadow. The Midnight Isles, which had become a tempting prize for many demons, were plunged into chaos. So, wait. I don't know how I feel about this, chat. So now what, can I restart the game? Not for a while. I cannot do another 200 something hours in this. Like back to back, not gonna happen. Yeah, Ember did break her, what the heck? Is that actually the evil ending? The evil thing is we dethroned her, put an incompetent leader in her place that crashed the entire realm? That is like a 500 IQ 3D chess play from Ember. Damn, girl. Okay. Ah, Baphomet's face. The Demon Lord Baphomet suffered a defeat. The World Wound was closed, and the convenient passage to Golarion was sealed along with it. Baphomet shifted his attention to the realms of the other Demon Lords. A cell of the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth was soon discovered in Alishinura. Okay. Oh, that's Descari. The Demon Lord Descari suffered a defeat. He bided his time, continuing to plot the invasion of Golarion, and after that, of heaven itself. The cultists that remained on Golarion went mad, one after another, tortured by nightmarish dreams their lords sent them. Under the commander's escapades in Alishinura, the commander's escapade in Alishinura left a lasting impression on its denizens. Under Zeglect's management, the battle bliss gradually fell into decline. Audiences had grown bored of ordinary gladiator fights, and the Nahidrian League closed due to a lack of members. Realizing that his talents as an arena steward would never be appreciated in the Abyss, Zeglec sold the battle bliss and used the proceeds to relocate to Hell, where he finally found himself at home. So he's literally burning in Hell. Okay. The flesh markets had been ravaged, but it proved impossible to completely destroy them. After the commander left Alishinura, new slaveries took over the stalls, and new shipments of slaves were chained to the platforms. Gristoff, the envoy of the Pathfinder Society, took advantage of the situation and rose to the top of the slave trade. He sold demons to the other demons and used the proceeds to buy the freedom of mortal slaves. He soon founded the first Pathfinder Lodge in the Abyss. Interesting. After the destruction and disappearance of the Guardians of Pulura, the temple beside the dry waterfall and the surrounding wastes were left to their fate. The dark magic did its work, and thousands of the dead rose from their slumber to wreak vengeance upon the living. This place is now known as Pulura's ossuary. I'm fine with that. Gishmera was true to her word. The Winterson clan remained in the land of their ancestors. Their scarred spirits and wounded bodies weighed heavily upon them. Not a night passed without someone waking up with a scream on their lips, and yet, under their chieftain's guidance, the people endured. Soon, the skies over Winterson were pierced by a long-awaited cry of the first child born in the new Sarkoris. Okay. The sinister Numerian device the commander had captured in the Blackwater clan encampment continued its grim work, subjugating new mortals at its mistress' behest. Soon, it had legions of warriors under its command. The tales of its horrors reached Absalom, making the founding of a new union of crusaders, the Tech Slayers, who made it their mission to destroy the strange, menacing machine. Okay? Oh, hi there, how you doing? The storyteller, as old as the tales he collected, continued his travels across Golarion and occasionally beyond. He knew that out there somewhere, there was a story he would never find. His own. You failed to find the storyteller's last memories? Fine. Once the war had ended, Camellia grew bored and irritable. Shortly thereafter, on a moonless night, she vanished. About a month later, an assassin by the name of Mireia arrived in Varisia. She had a few things in common with the missing woman, apart from a fondness for cutting the hearts out of her victims. I mean, that sounds like Cammy. That's all the confirmation I need. After the death of Horgus, the Gwyrm estate fell into disrepair. Horgus's will was never found, and all his fortune passed to Mendev's treasury. The name of the once proud Gwyrm family was quickly forgotten. How would it fall to Mendev? Didn't we have control of this whole thing? After seeing everything she believed in crumble before her eyes, the girl that was once answered to the name Ember descended into total madness. After the war's end, she found herself living in an orphanage, sweeping floors and washing dishes. She retained her magical powers, but she never used them again. Through her tears, she would say, I don't want to do tricks. When I do tricks, everybody dies. Okay. She crumbled. The joint adventures broke Ember's heart, convincing her that her ideas about the universal goodness were wrong. Wow. Okay. Soon after the war, the tireless researcher of all things researchable embarked on a new journey. She had a sudden urge to know how much time it would take to visit every nation in Golarion. She never returned. No, she did not perish. She simply got carried away with another experiment and forgot to come back. I mean, that sounds like my girl. In Nina's eyes, you were never, become a person whose name is worth remembering. Fair, because we didn't do the last thing. Theron Arrende embraced his new life, one that was free of the other. He became more mature, his smile grew colder, and his choice of diversions more elaborate. And he acquired an imperious streak. Inquisitor Leotor's blood seemed to have let darkness into Darren's soul. Or had it always dwelt there? Whatever the case, in that darkness he was freed, and as happy as never before. He never lost his respect, or should that be his fondness, for the commander, and would often visit her in Dresden. Okay? Darren turned to evil to save his life. You announced your decision and you won't leave your position or dress, not the picture. Okay. Okay, once he was done serving the commander, Greyboar returned to his travels. His career flourished, and every contract he fulfilled was worthy of a thrilling tale. The dwarf's road took him to many lands, and came to an end on a crudely constructed scaffold, where Greyboar met his death, puffing nonchalantly on his trusty pipe. You did not try to fix Greyboar's fate or lead him away from the path of the lone assassin which he had chosen. Okay. Arishele had changed her nature, completely ridding herself of evil, But she would not dare to live among mortals. She took up residence in a small house away from their settlements. Shortly afterward, rumors began to spread. Some said there was a kind sorceress living in the cottage, or perhaps a reclusive saint, and people would come to her asking for help. She never refused anyone, and in time she earned their trust and friendship. One day, a familiar figure appeared on Arshel's doorstep. Sela. She stayed as a welcome guest for several days, trying to soothe the turmoil in her soul. It is not known what the commander's two companions, the paladin and the former succubus, spoke about, but when the time came for Sela to set out again, a smile was playing on her lips. No. Oh. Oh, is that Aurelian Pharasma?
And what of me, the writer of these words? The half-demon witch known as the architect of the world wound. I was defeated and fell at the hand of the one I had tried to transform. My experiment ended in failure, and my life ended along with it. I have recounted the story of my life for you, Pharasma, Lady of Graves. Not only of my life, but of the commander's also. I believe the tale of such an illustrious figure would pique even a goddess's curiosity.
What are you playing at, girl?
Now you know everything. I await your verdict, goddess.
Intervene? Silence hangs over the boneyard. The Lady of Graves is weighing her decision, and it seems the entire universe is holding its breath, awaiting her pronouncement. Who would dare break a silence so absolute? I know who would break that silence. This message from our break screen. I need to go dehydrate in the Jiffy chat. I will be back really soon. Alright. I feel like, as the Lady of Death, I would like to intervene, because I would like the immortal spirit of Aurelia Verlesh to be serving me for eternity. Your awareness touches the boneyard, but it collides with an insuperable obstacle, the will of the Lady of Graves.
Urgathoa's servants are not welcome in my halls. Begone, and never dare appear here again. As for you, Aureliu Vorlesh...
Excuse me, I disagree. Could I... Knock knock, can we do the incessant... oh, what's his face? From Big Bang Theory... Sheldon? Can we do the Sheldon knock? Like, knock knock knock, knock knock knock, knock knock knock, until she lets us in.
You wrought great evil, while it stemmed from the evil that was done to you. Your actions far exceeded it. Your soul is dark, and there is only one place for you in the universe. I shall send you to the abyss, plane of pain and fury, suffering and privation. That which you have done to others will now be done to you. So be it.
Oof. The end. Oh my goodness, chat. This has been a journey. Like, not kidding. This has been a 220-hour journey. And like, this isn't even 100% run. Like, I mean, okay, I would say maybe we did 80-90% of the content. But wow, this game, like, first of all, the writing in terms of dialogue and story is some of the best that I have seen in a hot minute. Especially the dialogue. It was a joy to read. Like, many times when I'm playing like RPG games, the dialogue feels meh, so, you know? And I'm not always interested in hearing all the things they have to say. But this was a joy to read. And I love the characters, all the options that the game gave us in terms of how to shape this playthrough to be our playthrough, like giving us all the evil options, all the options to declare independence, the murderification options with the extra murder. There are so many things here that are like top tier, and I'm really happy to play this game. That said, I'm a little bit annoyed about the bugginess, especially on items not working, or the classical design where, you know, taking anything except direct damage is pretty much bad, because the enemies where you're gonna need the ability you took it will be immune to crowd control, right? I wish the game wasn't like that, but then again, this is based on the Pathfinder rule set, so their hands were tied, so can't really complain about that, I guess. But honestly, it has been a joy. So what is the next thing that we're gonna do, chat? I'm not 100% certain. I'm like 99% certain that we're going to be playing Horizon Forbidden West DLC on the PS5. I don't know if we're gonna do a full-on run with New Game Plus on Ultra Hard, or if we're gonna continue our current save with which was very hard, I think. So like one of those is 80 plus hours and the other one is probably 20. So if you have any opinions on that, please let me know. I want to hear from you. And even you, YouTube, please let me know in the comments which one you would prefer. I do read the comments. And yeah, that's gonna have to be it for me tonight, chat. I know we're a little bit short, but we've been going over the other days, so I think it all balances out. Anyway, if you are... oh, wait, hold. Let's go to this scene, where I should be. Owlbear's next game is apparently Rogue Trader based on Warhammer 40k. Yeah, so I've heard about that. It is something I am interested in. Like, I am not a 40k fan. Like, well, I'm not an anti-fan, but I have never really gotten into the 40k universe. Based on Owlcat's writing here in this game, I am willing to give the game a chance, despite being 40k. That's how impressed I am by Owlcat. I hope it will be less buggy, and I hope it will be a little bit less limited by the Pathfinder rule set. A bit more border setting. Yeah. Anyway, that is for me tonight, guys. If you're new around this part, switching variety, schedule is up here. This QR code will take you to our Discord server, where I announce any changes to the schedule when I go live, etc. It is a cool place to hang out. And yeah, thank you so much for coming with me on this journey. And if you're on YouTube and I've earned you a subscription, thank you so much for that. And if you made it this far, you're a trooper. Anyway, see ya.